Hello everyone. My name is Kalai Bangal, working as assistant professor in ICM Engineering, Aurangabad. Today I would like to discuss about the environmental engineering. The environmental engineering is a subject having a pattern 80-20, means 80 marks for the theory and 20 marks for the class test. For the 80 marks, there are divided into two sections. In section A, there are 3 chapters having a weightage 40 marks, and in section B, there are again 3 chapters having weightage 40 marks. In section A, the first chapter is water supply engineering, second is the water treatment unit, and third one is the wastewater collection system. In section B, first chapter is the characteristics of wastewater and wastewater treatment first. Second chapter is the wastewater treatment 2, and third one is the solid waste management. These are the chapters included in environmental engineering. Now first question arise in our mind that why the environmental engineering is introduced in a civil engineering field or the civil engineering field. The environmental engineering is actually the sister field of civil engineering and involve integrating engineering principles and science to improve the natural environment. Means for improving the natural environment, this chapter or this syllabus is involved in a civil engineering, and to protect it while providing a potable water, the clean air and suitable life for the human and other organisms. The another crucial task tackled by environmental engineering is that of cleaning up polluted areas. It may be called the cities. It also deals with a tackling issue that are being faced by a public, so that the environmental engineering introduced in a civil engineering. Now why we study environmental science? It can help us avoid mistake made by a past civilizations. Second is the human survival dependent on how we interact with our environment. Our impact are now global, and many great civilizations have fallen after depleting their resources, so that we must learn or we learn the environmental science or the environmental engineering. Now environmental engineering do and identify the current problems they faces, the desire, describe sources and consequent of the poor air quality as well as we ways to reduce air pollution. Next, relate the greenhouse effect to increase in a carbon dioxide emission and global warming. Recognize effect of land pollution and ways to minimize use of non-renewable sources. These are the learning objective of this subject. Now next is, what is environmental engineering? In definition, the applications of science and engineering knowledge and concept to care for and or restore our natural environment or the solve environmental problem. Means simple, to solve the environmental problem or to enhance our knowledge or the concept to care our environment is the environmental engineering. Who does it affect? The environmental engineers are concerned with the negative impact of human activity on the environment from the micro to macro scale. Means it can affect from small organism to large one. So these include the organisms from bacteria to insect to human and consequently the entire planet. Means it directly affect on our planet. Then first chapter include in the environmental engineering is the water supply engineering. In this chapter I would like to introduce some points. We here just introduce this chapter, or this is the first video of introduction. So in next lecture or in next video we start from the first chapter, water supply engineering, in which the first point is the per capita water use, means the use of water per person, how to calculate, how it is used, how the water is required in a different conditions. The concept of per capita water use is often used for the comparing water use over a time or among group of people like cities, countries, etc. that use the public water supplies like city water. But what does per capita water use really mean? Means per capita means per person, the how many waters or the quantity required, how to calculate it learned in a per capita water use. Generally, it means the average amount of water each person in a particular area uses on a daily basis, expressed as a gallon per capita per day. Means it is the unit, that is the gallon per capita per day. But as explained below, water use can be calculated many different ways, which makes fair comparisons of water use among populations difficult. Then the second point is the factors affecting per capita demand. Means what factors are directly affected. Then first one is the size and type of cities, climatic conditions, class and consumers, quality of water, pressure in the distribution system, sewage facilities, system of supply, policy of metering system, cost of water, and other many factors are affected. And these are the factors affecting per capita demand. These are the responsible to water supply. Now the next point of that chapter is the relationship between the surface and subsurface waters, water quality, impurities in water, water quality parameters, standard for the potable water. These are the next points we would learn or we will learn in this chapter. Now the next is the wastewater collection system, separate sewage system. In this system, the sanitary sewage and the storm water are carried. In our second chapter is the wastewater collection system, the separate sewage system. In this system is the sanitary sewage and the storm water are carried separately in two sets of the sewers. The sewage is conveyed to the wastewater treatment plant, it is also called WWTP, and the storm water is discharged into rivers without treatment. The separated system is suitable when the separated outlet from storm water is available and the topography is such that storm water can be disposed of in natural drain. The second is the partially separate sewage system. This system is the compromise between the separate and combined system, taking the advantage of the both system. In this system, the sewage and storm water of the building are carried by one set of the sewage, while the storm water from the roads, the streets, pavements, etc. are the carried by other system of the sewers, usually open drains. In this system, the sewage and the storm water are carried combined in only one set of the sewers to wastewater treatment plant before disposal in a combined sewage. These are the separate points. Now the next point is the sanitary sewer is the system. Underground pipes that carry sewage from bathroom, sinks, kitchen and other pumping component to the wastewater treatment plant where it is filtered, treated and discharged. Means we will learn about these details. The next part or the next point is the storm sewers. It is a system designed to carry rainfall. Nowadays, we can see that there are the big problems of rainfall, means the flood is formed. For this, the storm sewer system is used, the runoff and the other drainage. It is not designed to carry the sewage or the accept hazardous waste. The runoff it is carried is underground pipes or open ditches and discharges untreated into local streams, rivers and other surface water bodies. The storm drain inlets and typically the found in a curves and low-lying outdoor areas. Some other buildings have basement floor drain that connect to the storm sewer system. Next point is the design and construction of sewers, means how it designed and constructed to avoid above problems. Then first, in sewer constructions work, the two operations are in specially importance, namely excavation and trenches and laying of severe pipe in trenches and tunnels. The most of the trench work involve open cut excavation and urban areas. It includes the most common type of sewers construction practices involves the use of open trenches and prefabricated pipes. These are the how to design or how to use to avoid the problems. Now the next is the water treatment unit intake structure. Intakes are structure used to admitted water from the surface sources, that is river, reservoir or the lake. Its main purpose is to provide the calm and still water conditions so that the comparatively the purer water may be collected from the source. The intake structure are used for collecting the water from the surface sources such as river, lake and reservoir, etc. These structures are majorly or concrete structures and provide relatively clean water free from pollution, sand and objectionable floating matters, means it avoid the water impurities. Then next point is the water treatment theory and design. So water treatment means how to remove the impurities present in water. It is called the water treatment. In wastewater treatment is the process which is being done on the wastewater to change its quality for drinking or the other suitable purpose. Means we can use the impure water becomes pure and we can use it for the different purposes. The wastewater treatment takes place in wastewater treatment plant which should be designed under the different circumstances. These criteria will be considered in this paper while designing the wastewater treatment plant. Processing and distribution systems are also included in this chapter. Now, in next chapter means these are the details about what we learned in section A. These are just the introduction about the section A. In section B there are again 3 chapters we will discuss later. The most urban and many rural areas no longer discharge human waste directly to the land throughout those safety bucket system, but rather deposit such waste into water and convey it from the households via sewer systems. Engineers and scientists develop collections and treatment system to carry this waste material away from where the people live and produce a waste and discharge it into the environment. In development countries, substantial resources are applied to treatment and detoxification of these waste before it is discharged into a river, lake, and ocean system. Developing nations are striving to obtain the resources to develop such a system so that they can improve the water quality. Means by studying these environmental science we can improve the water quality, then surface water and reduce the risk of waterborne infections diseases. Means we can also improve the health, or in short we save our planet. Hope so you can understand the concepts. Thank you.